episode of Sorcerer Society podcast. Name pending. It's October 1st, 2023. We're going to talk to ourselves in my living room right now. And we're going to go around and introduce ourselves and our characters in just a second, I think. But first, a word from our wonderful Dungeon Master, our sponsor.
Hello.
Nicolas Brough.
We will not be sponsored in a very long time.
I personally paid for all the sound equipment today.
This is a joint group effort to get this equipment.
We all worked very hard for this
Sponsored
stuff.
by me. Yeah, I'm Nico. I'm going to be the Dungeon Master for today. But we're playing the Pathfinder 2nd Edition. This is a homebrew campaign, so it's not anything pre-written. Yeah, I don't have a character to play because I'm going to be running things behind the scenes, running the recording. And I'll give it back to Alex now, and you can start with the character introduction. You guys don't have to say too much about yourselves, I guess, if you don't want to. Just say...
I was going to say, how much are we saying about our character?
Oh, yeah, give a physical
are we
description.
introducing each other when we get there? Or?
Probably not much backstory, but a physical description.
Yeah, probably not too much backstory at this point. But if you guys want to say like anything about where your character comes from, you can. Basically, I think however much you guys want to share about your characters, you can.
All right, I'll go first on character introductions here. This is Alex, and my character for this session, for this game, is going to be Shog Orcbane. Past orc gladiator, eventually was able to buy his own freedom with all the money he was making from his former master, and since then has kind of just been living on the road. Doesn't really have any particular plan in mind. He's actually neutral evil. He's not really nice to anyone. Just very self-serving kind of guy. Shog is 30 years old, which is pretty old for orcs, still get to 40, I think, typically. He is 7'6". He's 383 pounds. Bald, large pointed ears with a very, very large underbite, and his left tusk is cut down like 3/4 of the way. He has grayish-green skin and huge scars that cross over most of his body. And he stands up pretty straight for an orc, so you can see most of his height. It's like definitely up there. And he has this huge brand on his arm from the slavers who captured him. And that's what I'm playing today. Oh, I did not. I have two animal companions joining us today. I have two large creatures. One of them is a monitor lizard, and the other is a raptor. Names are still up in the air right now because I didn't have enough time to think of them before the session started, so I'll figure it out soon.
And are they large? They're large?
They are large creatures, both of them. Two.
Multiples?
Yes,
Yeah,
so we'll be really fun.
Only one could be active at a time.
Yeah, only one can be active, so there'll only ever be one extra guy out there. Okay, I'm gonna pass it to my right.
All right.
Counterclockwise.
Okay. I didn't. I was like, what? Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. Anyways. It's Jake. I'm playing Dazarin. The human, not human, changeling, half hag, half human, sorcerer, charlatan background. After he escaped his hag mother early on in life, he became a politician. He uses his enchantments and illusions to get himself far in life. Appearance-wise, he is about 5'10". He's very straight, long, blonde hair. Weirdly straight. Too straight. I'm thinking like, from the vampire from, Simon Belmont, you know?
Oh, Alucard?
Alucard.
Alucard if he wasn't a vampire, you know? So
Yeah.
Like same color hair?
Same color hair, like that. Platinum blonde, straight. And he's got a large angular nose, but not ugly.
I found that hard to believe.
We'll be the judge of that.
Angular noses are great. they got character.
His character's 5'10", so he's
5'10".
kind of really short.
That's all right. He's fair-faced.
Yeah, he's really
beautiful.
I'm like kind of almost
beautiful,
2 feet,
even.
kind of almost 2 feet tall.
Compared to your ugly
I'm
ass.
7'6".
Okay.
Goddamn.
And he's got pale green eyes. And that's about it for my character. I'll pass it to my right. Counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise. I'm Chase, and I'm playing Salmon Clock. I'm a southerner. I'm a southern hunter who one day was hunting and killed an albino elk. And my background is East West, but I'd like to say first because the old elk put its spirit inside of me, and now I'm like basically two beings in one, as an elk, but also a man. So I am
Elk man.
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Elk man.
So I am 7 feet tall.
Oh my god.
Shit.
It made me very fucking large.
God dang.
And when I am not in a rage,
Party of giants.
when I'm not in a rage, I have just short brown hair, a patchy beard with like obvious cut marks all over my neck from cutting.
Nice.
And I have a small set of white elk horns
Whoa.
growing out
That's
of my
so
head
cool.
with a, you know in Diablo how there's those like wolf head pelts?
Yeah.
I have an elk head pelt, but it's the white elk that I killed when I was
Whoa.
hunting.
That is
it's
very cool.
White elk with like pink
So like your
eyes.
antlers are where its
And
antlers
what's your
should be.
class again?
Yeah.
That's cool.
What class
I
are you?
am a human barbarian,
Got it.
and I am unarmed. Wherever I walk in with nothing on me.
Do you have gloves? Do you have like?
Yeah, dude.
I have hand wraps.
Oh, okay.
But
Got
nothing
like
else.
brass knuckles or nothing?
I have no, that's it. I have a belt on. I have a big ass belt
So like a
around
huge
my
belt, but
waist.
the rest is just like
Are you
dangling.
good at using
It's just
improvised
hanging out
weapons,
there.
or-
I am not good at using improvised weapons, but I
he
will
will.
be trying to
Okay.
use
I
improvised
imagine
weapons.
I'll be throwing chairs and shit. You know?
Yeah, that is basic.
And you said Salmon? What's your character's name?
My name is Simon with a southern accent.
Oh,
Simon.
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 All right. So me, I'm the short bitch of the group. I'm like 3'10".
Oh my god.
I'm
Shorty.
very small. I'm
What up, shorty?
I'm Detective Nomeo. I'm not a gnome though. I'm a goblin. And I'm old.
This is Taevin speaking.
Yeah, this is also Taevin.
Tape on the mic.
I'm old. I'm 40 years old. Goblins usually only live to be a little older than 50 or so if they're careful, you know. So I'm obviously in the twilight, and I used to be detective back in my heyday. I was a member of the police force. Imagine pretty much the LAPD. So of course I've got my police gang tattoos, you know, and everything.
Oh, nice.
Got the numbers
I've got
on you.
certain views about certain races and the Pathfinder
Predispositions.
universe.
Can't trust those
And-
halflings.
Yeah, and I'm not great at combat, but I still have. I'm every bit as sprightly and quick as I once was in my heyday, you know. And of course, I've got my trusty handcuffs on me, and I'm gonna be looking.
Citizens arrest.
Yes, of course. I'm a master interrogator. Did it for 20 years of my career as a goblin. Can make people spill the beans. I'm of course very small. I said I'm green. I got that little pot belly coming out because you can't keep that in at the ripe age of 50 anymore as a goblin. So, but yeah, I got rust-colored eyes. I got some big old ears. Like if you can imagine like a Skylanders sort of creature, like that's what I'm imagining. Like a goblin from Skylanders, if you could think of that.
Okay.
picture that
That's
perfectly.
so very cartoonish. you
Yeah,
know? Like, that's
I look like
comically large eyes like popping
yeah.
out
Like
of
my
your head.
eyes are
Like a
big.
World of Warcraft. goblin.
Yeah, literally.
Look at those giant ears.
Yes, my ears are also quite big. You know, hands very tiny and spindly. You know, very dexterous. I've got a little lie detector kit that may or may not work. I always say it does though.
Do you carry a magnifying glass?
I do. I have a detective's kit.
Takes it
Thank
out
God.
at every chance he can get.
I have a microscope. I'm analyzing stuff. We go into a room. I'm looking at that shit and
Dust
saying,
for fingerprints.
I of course have a finger dusting print, and I don't think we have fingerprints figured out yet in the Pathfinder universe, but I do have the dusting.
Your
Someone
character
was
does
here.
though. Your character.
Oh yeah, I know.
advanced.
I
You're the
Someone
guy. You
picked
probably
this thing
developed
up.
the
There's
theory.
fingerprints on here, guys.
So that's Detective Nomeo,
Okay.
not a gnome.
Nomeo.
I like that.
So
I'm
we
into
got
it.
Nomeo, Simon, and then
Dazerin.
Dazerin,
Daesei.
and what was it? Shog, right?
Shog. S-H-O-G.
I think I could have guessed that one.
Shog.
S-H-O-G.
Spelling it out for those of us who.
Yeah, by the way, it's Simon. That's Simon.
Just throwing it out there.
All right. So Simon, Nomeo, Dazerin, and Shog. Do any of you guys think you know each other already?
I'm from Haven Court,
Okay.
the biggest city in Pelduin.
I don't know the names of cities.
That's the only one I know. That's why I'm from there. But also, I'm a politician, so I would go to a big city.
Okay.
So that's how I was from there.
I'm
Probably not.
I just wander the wilds for the most part. I stop by in like towns and villages and whatnot, but
Do you know what
I don't think
part
I know
of the world
anyone.
you'd be from? North, south, east.
I'd be from the south.
Oh, you're southern, yeah. Well, then
Southern
you're not.
boy.
No, I don't think we would know each other.
All right. So
You might be
none of
from
knew
our
each
current
other.
map.
Yeah, probably. I'm from
Where would you be from?
I would probably be from our current map too.
Maybe you guys could know each other, but probably not.
No, I mean maybe. I don't know where you from. I mean, I'm from a goblin settlement, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably not likely.
Don't know.
Human goblin
I kind of just
duo.
walked
I mean,
around.
there's a lot of people who've come
Well,
through my
I've
settlement.
signed and
I know 8
by the
languages,
seat of
of
his
course. Got to
pants.
interrogate.
Oh
people.
shit, that's
That's
pretty
actually
good.
crazy.
Yeah.
I only know.
I know 2.
Oh yeah, what
3 or
languages do
4.
you guys know? I guess.
Common and Orc.
I know Common and Elven.
I know Common, Elvish, Orcish, and Gnomish.
Knowledgeable.
Very good.
I know.
Linguist
Not
out here.
knowledgeable.
No,
Hey, but I can fix you up. I'm a
Common,
medicine.
Gnomish, Goblin, Spanish, Sylvan, Undercover.
Spanish. You should know Spanish.
Well, everybody got to know Spanish.
Oh, if you're a cop,
Don't do that
yeah,
double
know
talk
that.
with me, boy.
I mean,
hey. Sí, eso hablo mucho. Come here. You know?
Get over here. Go right back to your.
Go right back to English. Exactly.
All right. Well, even if you guys don't know each other, you guys are all level 10, big time adventurers.
Yes.
Been around the
Making a
block.
name for
Been
myself.
around
out
the
there.
block, and as such, your names are known. Names are known to the world at large, even
Yeah, they are.
outside of our personal game or other game. The borders of our what continent is it?
Pelduin.
Pelduin.
We're talking about our homebrew setting that we set all of our one-shots and whatnot in. I created it, but we do all these one-shots on the side and we use it to flesh out our world a little more. A little extra fun.
So, the adventure is going to begin not so much really on any one continent, but first on a ship. See if I could get some ship music there, Alex.
Ship
Put me on a
noises.
ship.
Ship's
me on a
coming up.
Waves, please.
Give it just a second. It's resetting.
Water creaking.
It's calibrating.
Yeah, we're going to start on a ship in basically the middle of the ocean.
Does the ship have a name?
It does have a name. It's
Thank God.
called the Dawn Treader.
Oh, the Dawn
That's pretty
Treader.
cool.
I like that.
is
Are we allowed to
called-
swear on this podcast?
Sure. I
think we already have.
That's fine.
Yeah, but
Probably
for future.
I mean, yeah,
Probably.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of swearing. You know, we're not excessive with it.
If not, we can tone it down later if we keep going.
Said
with
the N-word
this.
so much.
Oh, don't do that.
Curse so bad now.
And it is called the Dawn Treader because your destination, the destination of this boat, is the Isle of Dawn. If any of you guys remember that from our map, it's that tiny little island in the very center of it.
Oh, yeah.
So was a ship like literally built for this journey?
Yeah, it's a pretty heavy ship. It's not huge. It's more of like it's kind of got like that, not a barge, but like it's a big flat.
Yeah.
It's like a
Is it
trade vessel, basically.
Kind of meant to break through all like the ice and stuff that might be out in the water or anything like that. Type
Yeah,
deal.
so it's like
right through.
Is it a passenger vessel?
no, it is not really a passenger vessel. It's mostly for cargo.
Okay.
I see.
But right now it's not cutting through any ice or anything. Just kind of on the sea. It's a nice bright day. Both the sea and the vessel itself are pretty quiet. And you can see kind of people scurrying about the boat. It's not a huge crew, maybe like 15 people. They're all going around doing their various things, and there's a slightly raised, like second level, where the wheel is in the back.
Yeah.
And if this were a film, it's like a large overhead shot of the boat.
Yeah.
You can see, zooming in slowly, you can see people coming around,
Birds
doing their
flying on
boat
the
stuff,
screen.
birds flying. And then eventually we zoom in on the 4 of you, waiting, kind of not really doing anything on the boat, just looking out, at the water.
I'm standing on the side, ripping the rail.
Yeah, I would say I'm furthest away from the rails as I could be. I don't want to get wet.
I feel like Shog is definitely out there. Might even be trying to reach his arm
Facing
down,
the
touch
wind.
the water a little bit. You know, he's kind of crazy like that.
I'm old, so I don't like boats, you know.
Yeah.
Throwing up over the side.
Yeah.
Well, your journey so far has been pretty chill. The sea right now is very calm and quiet.
How long have you been on this boat?
You've been on this boat for about 3 days now,
Okay.
That's not terrible.
so-
I guess.
We know how much longer we have.
and you have another 2 days on your
Okay, that's
journey.
not great,
Easy.
but
5-day boat journey. And at this moment, you guys are probably just chilling, not really, quiet moment on the sea. You guys are all standing around, thinking. We see Shog, the orc, standing on the railing.
And so we know that like this group was hired specifically for this task, and no one else here is part of the group that is hired for.
No, it looks like...
Yeah, what are we doing here again?
So, as you guys are standing here, you're probably, at some point, all four of you are probably reflecting back
Yeah.
on the last week or so of your life. So, as big-time adventurers such as yourself, you guys are all remembering how, at some point, you received either a letter or a message or something saying that you were basically called upon for a very special mission by the Church of Desna in
Ooh, very
this
nice.
world. Yes, you were all told.
Yeah,
you received a letter, all of you.
Shog would not show up if there was no promise of reward.
That's
I would have.
you here for the thrill.
Yeah, my
Thrill,
guys
the thrill
definitely
of an
here.
old goblin.
Yeah. I'm here because they need me.
They need me.
Yeah, I'm coming out of retirement for this, you know?
Oh yeah, they literally did send a fucking request for you.
You're always coming out of retirement.
I'm always coming out of retirement.
They
All right, I'll
need
do
me
it, you son of a
again.
bitch. You got me, you know?
But they do need you guys. So much so that each courier or message that you guys got came with 100 gold already attached to it.
That's definitely the
that
most
would
important
catch
To say,
Dazerin.
yeah, and the letter was
Attention.
from someone named Abigail Corza. She's a high-ranking cleric in the church,
Okay.
and she summoned you to her offices. What's the port city that we just got to in our main?
Phil Warfin.
Philwarfen. So there's a big church headquarters there.
We're going to Phil Warfin.
Yes, and that is where you were
We're
all.
going there?
This is more like that's where you were summoned in the letter.
Yeah, during that 1 week, like our
I
week-long
think we're gonna
flashback.
leave off
Yeah.
on our ship from Phil Warfin.
Yeah,
Oh,
4
okay.
days ago.
To our current
Okay.
in time.
Yeah,
Okay.
4 days ago, you guys all arrived at Philwarfen, and you went to meet Abigail Corza, and you guys were all kind of, thinking back on why she hired you, and in a little flashback where the four of you are sitting in an office, and Abigail Corza, a half-elf, is sitting across from you. And if this were a flashback, it kind of, starts in the middle of what she was saying. And she tells you guys that essentially what we need from the four of you is to protect our clerics in this mission. We've arranged a passage for you to the town of Brutenwinden. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with it, on the Isle of Dawn. But once you are there, you'll meet up with one Portia Borden, one of my subordinates, and she has some companions whose names escape me, but they're all clerics, and their mission has been deemed dangerous enough that they need help from adventurers such as yourselves. We've tried to contact only the strongest and bravest adventurers, such as yourself, Mr. Nomio, Detective Nomio. And we spared no expense, and we will give you, if you choose to accept the mission, we will give you another 200 gold up front.
Damn, they're paying.
And then when on your return, we will give you another 300 each.
Oh hell yeah.
That's enough to last a few winters.
Shog thinks this agreement is agreeable.
Very good, very good.
I don't do it for the money.
But perhaps you should hear the
do.
mission first. before you say yes,
Agreed.
although I'm sure it is tempting. Near the town of Brutenwinden lies a monastery, and which used to be owned and operated by us, the Church of Desna. The building itself is much older than the church or even the town, but we used it as a place of worship and missionary work for about 60 years before some events occurred and it was left to the elements about 8-9 months ago. Borden and the others arrived a couple weeks ago and attempted to re-sanctify the grounds so that we may resume our operations there, but they ran into several complications that left them feeling unable to complete their mission. And so this is where the four of you come in. Your job is to accompany Borden and the others, and then protect them while they sanctify the grounds. There is a shrine in the middle of the monastery that, once the proper rites are administered, will purify the entire area and make it safe again. And then the cutscene kind of ends, flashback, and obviously you guys all said yes.
Yeah.
So you're here on the boat now.
I have 300 gold.
Yes, you got 300
Nice.
gold from
I bet on the boat, Shog just keeps counting it to make sure it's 300. But
Simply
he can't
retaining
get there,
the
so he has
job.
to keep starting over. He can't count to
I'll
300.
count it for you, Shog.
No, Shog counts his own coin.
And now when we come back to the boat, we can see it approaching an island, the Isle of Dawn. And you're approaching the town. You see the island becoming visible. It also looks pretty small. People milling about. So when the boat pulls up to the docks and all the workers immediately start jumping off, unloading the boat. Basically, you guys were not really paid much attention to, even though you did get paid a lot of gold up front. They still basically were like, the ship's already going there. We've paid for the captain to let you guys sleep there.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
Because not many ships go to the... Do any of you guys have nature or history
I have
or
nature.
society, maybe?
I have
I
society.
have a
Little
lot of
nature
society.
check.
They get either nature, society...
Oh, that's pretty solid. That's a 12 on the die, so that's a 29 total. 29 nature.
29 nature.
I got a 22
26
society.
Okay.
I got a 31.
Oh, very
Ooh,
nice.
that's very
all right,
nice.
so all of you at some point on your journey trying to think, what do I know about the Isle of Dawn? What do I know? What have I heard about this place? And you've heard that it's a pretty brutal landscape, pretty tundra on the edges, but then in the center of the island, basically like frost mountains, monsters. So it's a pretty dangerous area to live in. A lot of the people who lived there are mostly like basically like small tribes or towns that live on the outskirts of the island,
Okay. Yeah.
and they have a lot of like folk religion, skaldic
Yeah.
type traditions,
That's cool.
that kind of thing.
That's very cool.
And when you guys pull into the town, I'm gonna go ahead and get the town map set up for you.
Oh.
Okay, so we'll cut back in somewhere around here. We have our eyes on the map now. We can see a small town, kind
days are in
of on the edge of the beach. Looks like it's got like one little dock, some buildings, probably some kind of thin wall. A couple named stores as
shrine
well.
there?
So
What is that?
very,
So this is just a town monastery.
yeah.
Not near.
What is that circle you drew there?
So that is pretty much. I'm gonna steal Taevin's microphone here so I can describe this a little bit. So this is the big pier, your dock that you guys showed up on. You guys docked here. I'll draw your ship here.
Okay.
And this is like a little open air market area, basically, with lots of little stalls and huts and
Okay,
stuff.
right along
fish,
the-
and they
right along the
trade
beach.
goods with the people coming off the boat here.
Yeah.
These are basically houses. These are a couple of businesses, like lumber, blacksmith stuff, that you guys might not use. You were told to meet Portia Borden at the Salty Frog.
Oh,
Salty frog.
That's the only inn in town. Got the guardhouse, general store, Mike's.
Mike's. Is that like a pub?
This, if you asked around, it's the full name would be Mike's Bits and Bobs. It's
Mike's Bits.
not really a general store, but
I like
a different type of random store.
Mike's Bits and Bobs.
And then this is a weird drawing I did, but it's basically a huge fire.
Bonfire. That's cool.
Okay.
In the center of the town. And when you arrive, the first thing you see from even far away is that the whole town has a big, like fence.
Like a wooden
wall, wooden palisade.
Stockade.
Yeah, palisades. And then there's one big gate to go in and out. And it goes like into the ocean, basically.
Okay, cool.
So here's your map. I'm gonna give my mic back to Tae. A little audio hiccup here. Sorry about that.
Wood creaking and things like scratching and snapping. Yeah. And then out from below the deck, Shog comes riding up on top of a large-sized monitor lizard. He's got like some barding and armor on. He's got saddlebags on the side. And Shog's he's got his various trophies hanging down the side, bones and other things he's collected from battles, and kind of rides it onto the dock.
And I'll mention to Shog. Quite a magnificent creature there, Shog. I wonder you could ever tame a beast like that.
Shog, really strong. Not hard. But you're thin like a twig.
I have strength in other places, Shog, other than my muscles. I rely on the strength of my brain.
Listen. We need to focus on the mission at hand, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
We
can't be arguing, okay? We're all on the same team.
You're right, Nomiya, you're right.
Let's go, come on.
We should be a group, a cohesive group. And I in the lead. Now let's go.
Nomio doesn't catch that part because he's old, so he...
So, alright, well, you guys disembark your boat, and then pretty much nobody's really paying attention to you too much. Travelers come every once in a while, but it's not extremely often. And what do you guys want to do? Do you want to make your way to the inn?
Where do we want to go first?
Probably just straight to the inn. I mean, there's not a lot going on here. I feel like in first, and then if we want to take a look around the town, we'll probably have time.
Yeah, she'll probably tell us some stuff about the town too.
Yeah, I think it'd be helpful. So,
what time of day is it?
So right now it is about pretty early, probably like noon, maybe. Not early, I guess, but
we still have a lot of our day left.
Yeah,
sure.
plenty of the day.
Why don't we hit the market before we go to the Sultan Club?
Just the open market right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to walk through it anyway, so
Might
we can...
as well, right?
Yeah. So we'll walk on down to that open air market, kind of take a look at the goods before heading to the Salty Frog.
See what they have.
All right. Not too many different types of things. It's a lot of, like, food. You know, fish, obviously, is one of the bigger things. You see a couple stalls that have, like...
Should we change the music?
Stuff that was hunted inland, you would think.
I don't have anything for this, to be quite honest with you. I wasn't ready to have
Need
this
some
prep.
dice?
No,
we're talking about the
music.
sound.
Oh.
But I could put, I'll put the tavern back on and just, people talking.
Yeah, you guys
it's,
are
close enough.
Gonna make your way to the tavern, I'm sure, anyways, soon.
Yeah.
A couple things hunted more inlandly, like deer, rabbit.
There's
deer.
what?
There's
Deer. There's deer. Your brethren hung up like puppets.
Do I see this?
Yeah, I mean, they probably have, like, the... It's
So what's your
all, like, butchered
what's
already,
your deal
so-
with deer?
Yeah, wait,
Again,
don't you have a dead
explain
deer on
this.
you?
He is a.
You're a
You
deer.
are a
Hey,
deer.
I'm
You are
fucking
a...
deer.
You
Oh,
are a
okay,
deer.
that's
I'm
right.
You're an elk.
I'm an elk. I'm
Oh, I
not a
thought you
deer.
just wore your elk thing.
I do wear it as well. but
And you're an
the
elk
horns-
as well?
The horns are mine. They're literally.
But you look
attached
like
to my
a
skull.
person.
Like
But I look
cano-
like just a man.
Okay.
Oh,
With
okay,
elk.
okay.
Like small elk.
Like, I mean, I feel like if you're wearing that thing, it would just look like.
Yeah, it does just look
No one
like...
would think twice. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't have, like, hoof feet or something?
Yeah.
I don't think he does.
But I think I would go up to this guy, whoever's selling the deer.
He's got, like, probably deer skin on or something.
I was
like,
gonna ask, what is the
pelts.
terrain outside of the town, really quick?
Outside of the town,
Is it like
so...
wooded?
Yeah, so it's like forest, and then pretty quickly it becomes
Tundra.
like icy forest, and then like some areas. Then it becomes basically like mountainous
Yeah.
area. So it's basically like tundra, forested,
Mm-hmm.
pretty heavily, and then like some areas of open tundra, and then like mountain.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I will go up to this guy though.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Hey, did you hunt this yourself?
Indeed, I'm a hunter. I hunted these very fresh, killed just 2 nights ago, in fact. I just made my way back to camp.
You better give that to me right now,
Well,
or I'll crack your skull open.
Oh shit.
You are not allowed to hunt the creatures of the forest.
are you from here, Sonny? I
Days
think,
is just watching.
It does not matter where I'm from. I protect them all.
well, these ones are already dead. I'm sorry to inform you.
I rip it off the stall.
Damn. He'll say, if you're gonna take it, you better have the coin to pay for it.
I walk up to him and I tower over him. How tall is he?
Probably like 5'5" or
I
something.
tower over him
Like
and I
regular.
put my hand just on the top of his head and say, Sonny, you better let me go. You might not see tomorrow.
And I say, look, I know you outsiders come here thinking that you're all tough and everything, but we have rules here. There are guards here. And if you did look around, there are actually like a lot of guards just in the town in general.
Okay.
But there are some standing
A
like
day's room.
around. They're not really seeing yet, and he hasn't, called them or
Yeah.
anything.
Daysurn's gonna step in. Do you have intimidation?
I do have intimidation. I was
do
trying
as
to
well.
intimidate him.
I was gonna say because I want to step into assist, and what I will say is that
You can try to intimidate him after this.
did you say his
yeah.
name?
No, he
Oh,
didn't.
fuck,
Chase
what
just
is
started accosting him.
Okay, I'll just
Simon, yeah.
say to him, gods will not be able to help you should you engage the wrath of this man here. I've seen what he can do, and which is a
Okay.
lie. So can I
Try to make, yeah,
I'll
you
tell
can
him. I'll
do
tell
your
him too.
intimidation.
I'll say 5 gold and your life.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, 5. That's a deer skin.
It's not even a skin, it's just the meat.
It's
like
just the meat?
Like the leg
Not
of the
even
meat
a gold.
that's
fucking-
like butchered or whatever. It's all butchered already and prepared, I guess.
20 silver in your life.
And there's like, you'd have to take a lot of it. Are you just taking
20
like
silver, 2 gold.
No, it's 10.
100?
No, 100. Wait, what?
It's 100.
Oh, and this one's only
It's 10 to 1,
10?
so.
5 silver.
Has it always been like that?
No, they changed it for the new edition.
okay.
It used to be like ridiculous. It used to be
Yeah.
like 350 copper is 1 silver, and then 500 silver is
Oh.
1 gold
That's
or
much
something
worse.
like that.
Yeah.
5 silver in your life.
Okay, and are you gonna try to take like all the meat? Because it's probably like 2 or 3 deers.
So are you
Worth
gonna
of
eat the
meat.
meat? Or?
No, I'm not
Oh,
gonna eat it.
okay. So wait, is this
Wait
gonna
for
happen
it.
every
I'm just
time we
gonna burn it,
encounter
probably.
a deer pelt?
Well, I mean, if you're
Okay, because I'm down for it for the deer crusaders, but I'm sure I'm a deer know right now.
just I mean, this is kind of off topic a little bit. If you're gonna burn the meat anyway, would you like consider giving it to my
No.
lizard? I mean, he's an animal. He's got to eat.
That's nature.
Actually,
It's just nature.
I would consider that
Just
actually
a
as
lizard.
nature. Just
Okay, so
Yeah, we'll get to that.
that's my whole thing.
Do we need to roll anything?
Yeah, you can roll to aid Chase's intimidate. Yeah.
And so I roll intimidation.
I'm still offering to pay.
21. That'll aid. Get +2.
I hope this works because
20.
20.
So total
Yeah, total.
20.
Total is 20.
Okay. So you can tell that you kind of intimidated this guy, but he is a pretty tough forester out there. He's not gonna let go of his entire catch, basically. And he doesn't think you could kill him right now, so he thinks the guards would probably stop you.
Okay.
And so he's
Nomeo,
gonna say,
Nomeo pushes past his friends before this guy can get a response real quick. He says,
Look. Look. Where we're from, poaching, things like that, they just don't fly, okay? They just don't. They don't. But we're gonna respect your traditions for right now, okay? We're gonna put a cap on it. We need to find someone, okay? Do you know and then he says the name of
Portia.
the person. Portia, that's right. Do you know a Portia around here?
he says, I don't give a damn about no Porsche. Give me 5 gold for all the meat or be gone, and I'll call the guards.
5 gold.
This is like
That's
three.
a damn robbery if you think it's worth 5 gold.
This is like 3 deers worth of meat. And he will give it to you all.
I'll do 3 gold. This meat don't even look don't even look rare. This looks like you went out there and killed the first thing you saw.
It's frozen. I did kill the first thing I saw.
Frozen? You think
It's
I want
cold
to spend
here.
5 gold
It's
for
cold here. It's frozen
meat?
automatically. It freezes.
That's a good point.
No matter
I want
what.
fresh meat. This
All
gold
right,
ain't.
give
this
me your
meat.
gold. Just get out of here.
3 gold.
3
And he
gold.
takes like some of the jerky that he made and he stuffs a bunch of it in his mouth before you take it.
Have a shitty day.
Get off my island. And then you guys walk away.
Well, that went well.
The whole time, Shog was just sitting there in his lizard, just completely oblivious to everything happening.
So yeah, there's other stalls like have weavings, like rugs, that type of stuff.
Trying to buy some tapestries.
Vegetables are mostly like root plants, tuber type stuff, potatoes, other ones that are in that category that I just said. Peanuts, I don't know. Peanuts grow underground, right?
Peanuts
I'll buy
grow
some
on trees, don't they?
Peanuts grow on trees?
Pretty sure.
I thought they grow underground.
Do peanuts grow underground?
I thought they grew on trees. I thought
I don't
peanuts.
think it's. I can't use my
don't
phone
know.
right now. I'm
Nuts
using it
grew
for
on
the
I
trees.
thought they
sound.
were connected like a whole root, and you pull them out
I
of
thought
the
it was
ground.
a root system.
Oh, maybe it is.
Somebody
Maybe it
fact check this. I can't use my phone.
Changing my life.
Okay,
Peanuts.
either way,
Eat a peanut.
Pull them up from the ground like potatoes. Is that what you're
various ground
way,
plants.
I think we don't need much at this market.
No,
I
we
don't
just
think this
passed
is
it.
goods
I
for
don't need shit.
The,
commoners.
I was just
I will
pressing
say
this guy.
the one thing that you guys see that
Yeah.
looks like there have been several other tents that have been set up like that look newly set up, and they're also pretty busy right now. Are some that have a lot of like woven twig like figures. And also, there's a big stall that's selling like live chickens, and you see that
Those
it has
two are
a
very popular. You're saying a lot of people are.
there's a big line, yeah, for chickens and also like different
Wooden.
sized
Can-
figurines.
Can Shog attempt to intimidate his way to the front of the chicken line?
I'm gonna say if it's a regular ass town commoner, yeah, you can. They'll probably all let you shove your way
Yeah,
to the
he
front
kind
of the line.
of he hops down off of his lizard and like grabs him by the reins and doesn't like leave him behind. He like brings him with him, and he just like shoulders past people and kind of grunts.
There's probably one guy that's like, "Hey," and then doesn't
And then he
say
looks
anything.
to see
Yeah,
your
who
fucking-
said that?
Yeah, hey, and he looks at his
Looking around immediately.
kind of shoves his way to the front, and he takes his like sack of gold that he has and he puts it on there. And he says, "How many chickens you have?"
And he probably, and it's just a regular farmer guy, and he goes, "Oh, I've got probably about," and he does it quick, turns around.
Shot can't do that.
I've probably got about 22 chickens left.
I want 15 of them.
15? This is my good sir. And he says, what do you plan to do with these chickens? 15 chickens.
I'm going to eat the chickens, you idiot.
He says, no, you do not understand. And you can hear when you said 15 chickens that people behind you were already like looking around and looking at him like,
Doing the Scooby-Doo thing.
and there's only maybe about like 10 people in line behind you. He says, sir, these chickens are not for eating tonight. These are for the festival that's happening tonight. And he says, I cannot sell you these chickens, and there will be none left for the townsfolk. I'm so sorry.
What? And like you can see he's like thinking really hard for a second. He's like focusing before he replies. I don't understand. I'm hungry.
And he says,
I
well,
think he's doing the math right now. Like 22 minus 15.
Yeah, like in Shog's head, he's like there's
Plus festival tonight.
Plus festival. That's
well, sir, I could, but there might be other customers in the day. I've got to stay open until at least nightfall. The town,
too much money.
nearly half the town hasn't even been through yet. If
I
you
want
was,
10 chickens.
I'm sorry, chickens are somewhat hard to raise out here. There are perhaps some.
Try getting 5.
You say that, and then he immediately whips his whole body around. Who said that?
It is me.
Who told me 5?
This is Desarion.
And he whips his body back around to the guy. I want 5 chickens.
Just that. It must be his thoughts, It must be mine.
5 chickens. And he says, if you, perhaps there's some, I think some of the other stalls have chickens or other similar
And
birds,
as
and he's
he-
pointing
as he,
around to some that
As
are,
he
like,
starts to
butchered
talk, he
already.
takes his fist and he slams it into the table and like cracks one of the planks. and he's gonna roll an intimidation check because he kind of leans
Go
in
ahead, go
after
ahead.
he does that.
Natural
Natural 20.
Okay.
Natural 20 plus 12, so that's 32. So yeah, he slams his fist down, breaks part of the table. I'm taking 5 chickens,
He says,
and they'll come with your head or without it.
He says, well, there's no need for that, sir. I can give you 5 chickens.
And
I
then
suppose
after
I'll have
that,
enough for the rest of the folk here.
after that, he gets this big toothy grin on his face. Great, here's the gold, and he gives the guy 10 gold because he has very little concept of like actual money. He's really bad at
2 gold
spending.
per chicken sounds about right.
Yeah,
Just
so it is
dog.
like you see him like count on his hand. 1, 2, 2 gold here, and he gives you the 10 gold. Then he takes the chicken.
Thank you very much, and he'll give you the 5 chickens.
Hell yeah.
And
Just you carry him in one hand.
Yeah.
I did want to ask a local about the wooden figures. What they mean.
That's something for the smart people of the group.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Just walk up to somebody in line for the for the wooden figures and say to them. Well, first of all, can I do glad hand?
what is that?
Diplomacy check to make an impression when meeting someone.
Oh yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Oh,
to
Nat
make a great
20.
impression
You
on this
do
person.
the politician. Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me,
Give him
sir.
a firm handshake.
My name is Dazer, and I'm new in town as my companions that you see here, this motley crew. I was wondering, what's the buzz around these wooden figures, if you don't mind?
Ah, nice to meet you. You look very nice. It's an old lady you were talking to. You know, classic
Oh, yeah.
politician.
I'll definitely
Pick
go for
out
the old lady.
pick
I'll
out the
definitely go
old
for the
lady
old
out of the
lady.
crowd.
Chill.
What a nice young. What is your?
I'm a human. I look
Okay,
like a human,
a
yeah.
nice young man you are. You notice that everyone in line is pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Indeed,
Just
indeed.
rural living. And she says, "These are for the festival tonight. The festival that celebrates
Hope the planes get
the
picked up on
Shadow
microwave.
Diver. Have you ever heard of such a thing?"
I'm not familiar with the Shadow Diver. What is that?
She says, well, I'll be honest with you, I'm not rightly sure what it is, but I've lived in this town for 80 years, and when I was a girl, we used to celebrate it, but I'm not sure even what it means anymore, but now it's mostly, just a celebration for us to get, I think it was some local deity, I remember my parents worshipped very
Desna?
fervently.
Nomio's
be?
ears perk up.
Could it be
he's
Desmond?
gonna pursue this lead on this religion.
Oh,
you know?
ooh.
Nomio's gonna
Nomio on the job.
take a good look at these figures right here. I'm gonna
Take a good listen.
take a good look. What do they look like specifically? These figures.
They look like it's like a humanoid figure, like basically like a stick, like a really simple like stick man. But some of them, the bigger ones, have arms that are like that.
So some
And
real
it
like
looks like,
Blair Witch
like
Project.
Those wings kind of coming out of the side of it, but it's still like it's too basic to really look too much like anything.
Yeah. Okay.
And as you guys are kind of talking to some people in line, just looking around, that old lady is like, "Oh, they're explaining to you guys that these are effigies, basically, and they're saying, oh, we're gonna toss them on the fire tonight during the festival." And as you guys are talking, that old lady is like, "Oh, look, here comes the big shadow diver," and you see that people are through the gate bringing like a huge, like 20-foot tall one.
That's badass. That's so cool.
That they're gonna set up in the middle of town, basically.
I've never heard of such festivities.
And she says, well, I'm sure the innkeeper, and she holds up like a bag she has, and you see this like moving around. And I guess that there's like a chicken in there. And she says, I'm sure the innkeeper has bought a chicken already, so I'm sure you don't need to buy it. But I just suppose you've already bought your chickens for the festival.
Oh, she looking at Shog.
Showing with his, I mean, you have all 6 chickens,
And
just
then,
by the feet or something.
And Shog's not even paying attention to the car. His head's like just turned in another direction, just like slack-jawed.
Oh. What? And then I'll just add on, yes, we've bought our chickens, but it shames me to say that we don't know what to do with them. Might you enlighten us?
She says, yes, well, I don't suppose you would have to do anything with them, really. So the tradition goes...
Thanks for eating them.
Says, so the tradition goes that we have the festival, it's a big feast, you know, that type of thing. There's some other festivities that I don't want to spoil for you if it's your first time.
Okay.
But at the end of the night, everyone goes inside, and we leave a chicken tied up outside as an offering to the shadow diver.
Oh, that sounds great.
So I'm sure the innkeeper's already bought a few chickens to put outside if they're going to be staying at the inn.
And does that chicken stay alive come morning?
And she says, you know, even though I don't know much about exactly what this festival means anymore, one thing I know is that the chickens are always gone the next morning, and there's always a bountiful harvest that year from the peanuts that we pull from the earth.
And nobody stays up in the night to see it.
She says, you know, in fact, it's tradition that the guards, no guard is posted that tonight. Never had any kind of ill will, but...
I take a long look at all.
She says, I know it seems strange, but let me tell you, in all the years, we've never, on a festival night, we've never had any kind of monster problems, but we've never missed a festival.
Hey, we about to make the monster problems, baby.
Nomeo says, that's fucking ridiculous. If I, now, in my 20 years of experience in this, if I'm a criminal, that's the night where I'm doing it. I'm raping. I'm murdering. I'm killing. I'm stealing. Especially if I'm like
a criminal.
Like an orc, like my friend here. You know.
Well, we don't get many rapists in these parts.
Well,
but,
that's exactly where the rapist would look.
It's mostly the monsters you gotta worry about. We don't have many humanoid
Flesh-eating monsters.
I'm more worried about a drake or a dragon or something.
Are there drakes in these parts?
And yes, I've heard I've seen a few ice drakes flying around far in the distance. That's
crazy.
Damn.
We don't venture much into the mountains. Those mountain folks sometimes say they hear them, but I don't like them very much.
You see them mountain folk often?
They come through to trade and whatnot. You know, they hunt more bigger game out there.
Mammoth.
And do they also have a festival to the jumper?
They do. They seem to still share their worship of the Shadow Diver. I'm sure they do some of the same stuff out there, but I never been to one of them mountain villages that they got. I don't really expect I'll go. I haven't left this here walls in 20 years. This lady's like 80 or something.
Well, thank you for the information. You're very helpful.
Thank you. Enjoy the festival.
It's a pleasure to
She
meet you.
shakes her chicken bag at you. You hear it.
Yes.
Someone looks away from that.
On to the inn, fellas.
Yeah.
Yep. What is it called?
It's called the Salty Frog. Yeah.
We march on over to the salty,
frog.
Let's get in there.
All right. So, you guys enter the Salty Frog. It's a pretty small inn. Nothing too crazy. There is a small, restaurant, but it looks like it's mostly an inn. And the owner, there's a guy at the door waiting to greet you guys. Just a regular human named Bardock. And he says, what can I do for you? Fine party of gentlemen. Most welcome into all types.
Shit, what's the name we're looking for? Portia?
Yeah.
I walk up to him and say, hello, nice to meet you. I guess I can roll another
If you want, yeah.
Oh, shit.
That was really bad. That was a natural 3.
Diplomacy. 20.
Diplomacy.
Not nat.
He feels alright. He likes it. He's like, what can I do for you?
We're looking for someone by the name of Portia.
She's one of them clerics, right?
Yes. Indeed she is. We have a job, and she needs to tell us what we need to do.
He says, I believe she's here, and her companions as well. And he points to his right, where the main, restaurant eating area is.
Okay.
And you see, in the back corner, there's a group of 3 people sitting at a table, and
they have like all dressed the same, like brown robes.
Yeah.
You can see that on the backs of their robes is stitched like the image of like butterfly wings on the back of each of their
biker
robes.
gang.
Yeah, kind of like a biker gang, like a monk biker gang.
Butterfly,
biker gang.
symbol of biker.
Yeah, if you guys from your society, that is the symbol of
I asked,
Desert. You guys would know.
Actually,
I asked the barkeep, do they partake in drink?
He says, not that I've seen. They order their food, and during the day they go out to that old monastery, I think, but they haven't been in a while. They've mostly been here in town, and he says ever since one of them came back looking like that, and you see that one of them has her arm in like a sling, and also her leg is.
Can we tell like if it's
kinda
broken
bandaged.
or if it's like we can't really tell from here?
No, you can't really tell. But yeah, that's pretty much all he says. Will you be needing a room for the night before I let you go?
I presume we all will.
I will be needing a room.
Yes.
Yes, 4 rooms.
4 rooms. That'll be 8 silver to 2 silver a night.
We pay that.
He's shaking us down though. He's charging us the foreigner price.
Good luck finding
I need
another
to make
inn.
a good impression, Nomeo. I have to pay full price. I'm a foreigner.
And he tells you, Shog, there's a stable for your. I suppose we could take your beasties in for the night if there's. Yeah, as he says, like as long as they won't eat any of the livestock.
He's good.
He'll go in there.
He'll go in there.
All right, very well,
I'll tie him up.
very well, very well.
It's a very well-behaved lizard. It went the whole ship ride and it only ate like one guy.
That's pretty good, I suppose. All right, so he takes your money, gives you your room keys, lets you go. Do you guys approach the clerics?
Set our stuff down, and I go put away my lizard, come
Yeah.
back in.
I'll wait for
Stable
the party
boys,
to be
very scaredly
full
take your
again.
lizard. Say, is it okay if we lock it in one of these pens, mister?
What does the pen look like?
It's like a big horse pen, but
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna probably stack shit in front of it. Just
Okay.
so, to make sure he couldn't get out or whatever.
Yeah, I think Shog would also say,
Yeah, but barricade that. He'll climb out.
Yes, we will make sure it is most locked up. Because, if it did get out, it probably would need other horses, but they're, goats and chickens and shit.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really just about to say Tuesday.
And be careful, he really likes goat.
So we'll perhaps herd all the animals into a different pen. So they take your lizards in there, or your lizard and your raptor.
I guess technically, yeah, but I think mechanically only the lizard is with me right now.
Could you send your raptor, do you just let it out the gates and...
I guess it just... because the action is, it's call companion, and I take 1 minute to swap my active companion. And
so you call them and they run out of the forest?
Yeah, literally, something like that. So
maybe you have a whistle or something that mimics their cry.
Yeah, something like that.
So wait, it switches them? It's the lizard runs away to go
Yeah,
find
so
the
I
bird?
slap him on the ass or something, he runs off.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, literally exactly. And then the raptor shows up, and
That's cool.
But yeah, I have the lizard right now, so.
Alright, so you get that done. As you guys approach the table, the clerics all stand. You see there's 2 women, 1 man, and the one who's not in a sling introduces herself to you. Says, hello, my name is Portia. I believe that you were all expecting to meet us here, right?
Indeed.
Yes.
I am Dazerin. These are my companions, Simon, Shog, and Nomeo.
Yes, we were most excited when we heard the Detective Nomeo himself would be
Yes,
joining the party.
I'm going to put everything I have into this as I do everything I do.
We give 110%.
Well said.
Fantastic. And I am Portia, as I said, and these are my companions, Elion, and she gestures to the cleric with her arm in the sling, and Barkley. And he's kind of a bigger guy, and he has a mace on his
Is there players
belt.
in this world?
Please sit. Is there anything I could get you from the
Food. I'm hungry.
Yes. What would you like? What would you
They
like?
have our salad here.
Salad? Yes, I'm sure we've had some local leafy greens.
Green? I don't eat green. I need something meaty.
Certainly, we can arrange for
I would love a salad.
anything else. Any drink or food for?
I'll have a salad and a glass of wine.
I also want wine,
man.
but it can't be cheaper than... Can't be cheap. I can taste the difference.
I'm afraid that we ourselves have been somewhat limited, although we do not drink much of the.
I've got celiac, so
Have some cooked, very well done chicken or something. Chicken breast. Take the chicken breast. Take the skin.
Yeah, that's what it was.
She says, "Yes, of course, right away." And she just nods to Barkley, and he stands up and goes. I didn't decide. In your imagination, sure, he is now.
I imagined him as redheaded.
Now he's redheaded in my mind. That makes sense. He's like freckly.
Yeah.
Now I can't not see him that way. So I guess it's
Brick
canonically.
face.
That's why he got sent. He's the best.
Yeah, he's
Right. Barkley, black guy, red hair.
black guy, red hair.
Perfect.
Also Jewish.
You guys got a yarmulke on.
Yeah, like
It's traditional for Desna.
it looks like a randomized character in an RPG.
It's red hair, but it's in those like Hasidic
Yeah.
braids or whatever. Just the craziest looking guy you've ever seen in your life. But yeah, he goes to get everything you guys said, and Portia says, "You've been briefed somewhat, correct, by my superior, Miss Corza?"
yes. But if you could remind my companions again.
Indeed. So,
I think you need to remind Oldie here.
Detective Nomio's. He starts writing. I'm just scribbling. I'm just scribbling.
doodling.
Happy faces.
Yeah. I gotta. For my years as a detective, I know writing stuff in an interrogation puts the pressure on.
You do a happy face.
Like, making sure they have their best information.
Do a happy face, and you like really think about it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then you add eyebrows.
I think I do that thing where I like realize that it makes things like I'm thinking too hard, so I look like I'm not thinking at all. I just kind of like
Right.
just up and down,
like a stenographer, like
Yeah,
you're just taking
yeah.
the. Anyways, so she says, "Yes, well, the monastery that you've been told about. It is only about 5 miles from here. The path is a bit rough, so it will take probably, several hours to
Not
get
even a whole
there.
day? Not a whole day?
It'll probably take like half a day, like 5-6 hours.
Okay.
The path is like well taken care of, but the tundra itself is just the landscape itself goes hilly. Like as soon as you guys get past the beach, it starts being like hills up and down. She says the monastery is not large, but we were unable to explore much of it. We arrived about 2 weeks ago and found it abandoned.
What kind of things did you encounter while you were there?
And she looks at Elion. They kind of look at each other, and then she says, "There was some of the local monsters, perhaps wolves, have made it inside. We heard much from the kitchen area. We heard much scrounging and type of wild animal sounds. I think perhaps that may have been an issue."
And might I ask what became of your friend with the sling?
And you see that Elion, looks at Portia before she talks, and then to see if she wants her to talk, and Portia answers for her.
Can I make a perception to see if I notice this?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and do a perception check.
Can I do a
That's a 14 on the die. And my bonus, that's going to be a 33.
Yeah, so you definitely notice, and you notice that she looks at her, and Portia gives her a look that definitely means don't answer or whatever.
And Sean sees this, and he points his finger. She said not to say something. I saw it. What?
Nomia would
I
I want to know.
Nomeo nods and says,
Don't bullshit me.
She says, no, I Portia herself did not particularly see what attacked you, did you, Portia? And she, shakes her head. And,
I have the
or Elion, I mean, sorry.
I have the
That's
lie
the other
detector
guy.
feat. I can detect whether somebody has the telltale signs of a lie. Sweat, flushing, a quavering voice, a quickening pulse.
Okay.
Can I do? I have.
I roll for it.
I have charming light. Or wait, no. Item.
Oh, yeah, where you
can
can
use deception.
see, yeah, you can use
See if they're
deception.
lying. So I'm gonna try
Okay,
that too.
yeah, you can try that. You can both go for it.
I rolled like shit. But
Fuck. I did kind of
4 on the die for Taven.
5 on the die.
man.
Five.
Damn, 4 and a
That's a
5.
26 though.
I mean, yeah, I have a
26.
29, but
Okay.
Oh my god.
So you see, you'd think that either she is a very practiced liar, or she is telling mostly the truth.
Weaving it in.
Yeah, she says, we did not get very far into the church, perhaps. We made immediately for the altar when we arrived and tried to begin our rite, but I and Barkley saw something swoop down and swipe at Elion. It was hard. It was dark inside. It was very, very dark, and I did not particularly see. It looked as if some perhaps bird-like creature. The doors were knocked wide open when we arrived. And as such, I imagine all kinds of... I don't even begin to know what kinds of creatures could make their home there.
And what kind of rite is it that you're looking to perform?
Basically, there is an altar that we detected much negative energy coming from. We think that either from the previous abbots or the monsters that have come in since, something has tainted the sanctity of this altar, and we're not sure how long it's going to take, but basically we have certain prayers that we will administer and rites that we will go through to cleanse the area of any darkness and reinstate it in Desna's light.
And do you reckon that this purification will also push out the monsters, or although they need to be dealt with physically?
Well, theoretically, any evil creatures should be driven out during the administration of our rites, but if there is anything that perhaps is more bestial and mindless, I believe you have been assigned to help us clear out any monsters that...
Luckily, I have these two.
Should be no issue.
monster.
Shug flexes his muscles so hard.
Simon just stands there.
Yes, you all seem most capable. I'm sure this will be a walk in the park. And Barkley
in the
comes
tundra.
back. Indeed. And Barkley comes back with your drinks and everything, food. Big tray, sets it down. They already ate.
Apple pecans.
While we're eating, I lean over to Dacerin. Lean over to Dacerin, because Shug thinks that you're really smart, and he thinks you know a lot of things. So he leans over and he kind of whispers, "What you think of the wine? Tastes a bit shitty, no?"
And then I respond with message cantrip, so I just respond in your brain. And I just say, I think you're right, Shog, but let's not make any comments. We don't want to be rude to our hosts.
Fine.
Then they'll be wary of us.
And she is kind of continuing, saying, the rite could take, it will take at least one day, perhaps 2, but hopefully, to be honest with you, it will take as long as it takes, and we will be going to work tirelessly until it is done.
When do we leave?
Tomorrow morning, if that is acceptable with you all. We've been here for a couple weeks now. We are most eager to get there and be done. I have any other information about the town or the monastery, if there's anything that you wish to know before we
should check out the mics.
set out.
I'm trying to make my profit, so I am damn well ready to leave tomorrow morning.
As am I.
Very well. If there's some sort of festival occurring tonight, I thought that perhaps we'd all enjoy that, get some enjoyment before our work is before us. We will head out tomorrow morning.
Of course, of course.
Do you have any other questions for me, or...?
Ask about mics.
Yeah.
Bits and
I guess I'll
bobs,
pass on.
bobs and
I'll
bits.
ask, what's up with the mics?
I do not believe Barkley. You went there, right? And he nods and he says, yes. It was mostly a little curiosity shop. It seemed like it was some scavenger there, looking for little trinkets in the ruins.
That's gonna be helpful. We gotta talk to Mike.
And she says, yes, there are many, many old ruins here. This monastery being one of them, in fact. It is much older than our church and even the town itself.
Very nice.
Do you have any questions about the...
What do you know about this shadow diver?
She says, not much. Some local deity. There was much folk religion here before the monastery was founded, and I've heard that its founder, a Mr. Alistair Kane, he apparently attempted to incorporate many of the local beliefs into the worship of Desna to try to spin them more in a more positive light. So I think they kept on the shadow diver as I don't know if he was any kind of real deity or not, but now basically here everyone worships either Desna or not much anything at all, thanks to our efforts.
And what do you make of the disappearing chickens?
She says, I have heard of such things that the locals have been telling me, but I'm not sure. Perhaps it is the mayor sends a member of the guard to do it every year. Take all the chickens, and I'm not sure, really. It is most curious.
Quite curious.
And they leave
Yes,
no
me.
guard, as I've been led to believe. We've not witnessed the
We've been
festival
told.
ourselves, but I'm most curious to see, in fact, what it is all about.
Wait, so she hasn't seen it?
No, they've only been. This
No, it's
festival
been hit.
is like a solstice, like a
shit,
harvest.
yeah.
Like it happens at about, different harvest,
Yeah.
nature points in the year.
I see.
So they haven't. They've only been here for about 2 weeks,
Okay.
so they haven't seen anything yet. Yeah, she says I think it seems mostly to be a cultural festival at this point, not having much religious matters. But yeah. Anything else you guys want to know?
I think we're ready to move
That's my
on.
dog coughing on mic.
All right.
So Dacerin will tell the group that he wants to go to Mike's, but that they don't have to go with him if they don't want to, or they can.
Let's go to hard mics.
Mike sounds like a good name. Let's go.
Time to go to Mike's.
Yes, to Mike's.
So
Mike
you
seems
guys
to have some interesting ways.
mosey on down to Mike's Bits and Bobs. It's just a pretty basic building. Nothing spectacular about it. When you guys walk in, there's lots of furniture, like antique furniture, basically. A lot of it. A lot of rusted weapons and stuff.
The craftsmanship on this wood is magnificent.
There is a guy here, Mike, who's, as soon as you guys come in, he's like, as soon as he hears the door open, it's got a bell, and he's like, travelers, come on in. What can I do for you? Do you have any, can I interest you in any of my wares?
What's this guy?
Can I
look
notice
like?
my that's odd feat? Can I notice
So this
anything?
is a dwarf.
Dwarf?
Yeah,
That's pretty odd.
that is odd.
Is he like the only dwarf around here?
So far, yeah.
Okay.
Anything odd that stands out to you?
Yeah, so it says if you enter a new location such as a room or corridor, you immediately notice one thing that's out of the ordinary. So it could be something. So
Oh,
it could be
interesting.
something suspicious, like a large blood stain, or not obvious like a large blood stain. It says something that you would have to check for. You know?
Okay.
So scuff marks around a bookcase that would be a swinging door. You know.
Oh, I see.
that's
Also,
really crazy,
suspicious.
actually.
Yeah.
Anything
something that's
suspicious?
You know, it was like if a candle's turned, or or something.
That's really
Right.
good, actually.
That's suspicious.
That's pretty helpful.
Only the first time I enter a new room, though.
There's a lot of rooms in the world.
Yeah.
suspicious that you see is like if you walked in first, Nomeo, and you saw that he was like looking at something, and when you guys came in, he like put it under his.
I see. Okay.
Slam him down on the counter.
Put it below the counter, yeah, like whatever, and then jumped into his. What can I? But other than that, it looks like a antique shop. He says, "I found many wares. Anything that can interest you?"
I do want to ask, how does a dwarf like you end up in a shore town like this?
He says, "Oh, my parents decided to make the journey here some 20 years ago. I never cared for it much. That's why I never wanted to be much of a fisher, you know. But, so I've been more of an explorer. You know, my parents never paid much attention to me. They let me wander around, and I ended up wandering into some ruins, found some gold. That's all I do now. Go to the ruins, look around, but
Then
my parents came here, nothing
What
too
you seen
fancy.
in them ruins? What's the craziest thing you seen in them ruins?
Craziest thing I've seen? Man. I once saw...
We're heading out there and we need some
Hey,
information.
it's too hard to even think about it. There's so many crazy things out there.
I feel like that's literally
Let's make it.
in real life, you know, like
Let's make it more simple. What's the craziest thing you've got in this store then?
The craziest thing I've got in this store? Probably, and he points to like a huge rusty greatsword or whatever. And he says, I pulled that off of a huge skeleton I found in a ruin. It was clutched in his hand. I think it's magic. But
can I do an Arcana check on it?
Yeah, do you have Detect Magic, the cantrip? No, okay. You can try to do Arcana then, yeah.
I don't have Detect Magic. Maybe I should get that next time. 30 flat.
30 flat. It is magical, but nothing crazy. It's just a plus one great sword. And he says, I found some of these potions if you guys might be interested in them. And he pulls out like a bunch of dusty like potions.
How big is this?
Pretty small, like maybe like probably the size of this room that we're in. So maybe like, I don't know, 30 by 30, I guess. He said, and as he's getting the potions out, he says, you know, one time the craziest thing I seen out here, I guess, I was searching through some ruins one time, and a dang old Yeti burst through the wall, right through the wall, clean through the wall, I tell you. It was a Yeti. And I tell you, people, they say they don't exist out here, but I seen it.
Hole in
I
the
seen him
wall.
walking around. He burst through the wall, left a hole, the shape, outline of him.
How'd you get away?
He didn't take no notice of me. He burst in like the dang old Kool-Aid man, and then
Kool-Aid
simply
man.
yeah, that's another local
Kool-Aid.
legend we got around here. The Kool-Aid man. He'll jump through your door at night.
I don't recall.
And he just turned tail and ran away. I don't know what he bursting through the wall for like that.
And where were you when this
And he
happened?
says, and he goes real crazy. He's like, I was pretty west of here. And he says, maybe like 20, 30 miles. Just going, most people don't stray from the paths, but I do. You know, that's where you find the good stuff.
So, by when you say you go to all the ruins, that means there's a plethora of them here on this island?
He says, yeah, they're pretty spread out, but if you just go off the path and keep wandering, you're bound to find something.
You been to any ruins of a church?
He says, only church I know about is that old monastery that was up and running.
Yeah, that's the one.
He says, nah, they ain't been ruins since before my family even been on this island. It's been a church. It was a church for the last 50, 60 years or so, up until about, yeah, you think like
9 months ago, right?
9 months ago.
Nomeo's gonna start
Picking for loot.
investigating all these bookcases, or all these shelves for things that have to do with our the religion. Yeah, the big Des, you know.
Big D.
Desna. You find some like Desna iconography or whatever, but he says that stuff, if you're looking at it, he says, you know, I don't find much Desna stuff in them ruins. He says, I think that's pretty old. He says they've been worshipping other stuff. Like he pulls out like a necklace that has like a carving of the same like figure that you guys saw earlier.
kind of like a
We know
shadow diver.
Yeah, I
or
was gonna
whatever.
say we know the shadow diver. And what do you know about this figure?
Not much. It's been local legend. Day they have them festivals around here. They're a lot of fun. They said my daddy said that his old boss, Mr. Hoffman, used to say that make sure you watch that boy of yours, Ricky. My dad's name was Ricky.
Of course, his name's Ricky.
He's Ricky and I'm Mike.
Mike.
He says, you make sure you keep that boy in at night or the shadow diver will come snatch him up. But apparently there's some local legend used to snatch kids around here or something. But
You were talking the dwarf.
oh yeah, he was saying people. We've never had any kids that I recall go missing. Every once, I would say every year, a couple adults go missing. You know, live in a tough place, tough living out here. Sometimes people go missing,
Not too natural.
don't come back. You know.
Do they always seem to go missing at night when this stuff's happening?
That's when the beasties come out for sure. But you know, it's generally people who don't know what they're doing out there. You know, some people are born here and they never leave these gates. You know, not me. I'm out there. But some people, they just don't know what they're doing. You know, they can't even walk to the church without getting killed by wolves or something.
I'm gonna move over to his desk and start looking at stuff on there, you know?
Like around the counter or whatever.
Yeah, just around it, you know?
Just look around. He's like, oh, help yourself. Take a look.
Sure.
Not even just keep it.
And you see that before, under the thing that was like in front of him that he probably put under there, was like a little hand axe. That looks like pretty polished and brand new, as opposed to a lot of the other stuff.
That's what he was looking at when he came in.
Yeah.
I point at the hand axe and I say, that doesn't look like something that came from a ruin, no?
And he says, no, you're not. This is a pretty nice piece here, but you know, I was thinking of keeping it for myself. Yeah.
He's got a feast on
A
him.
nice piece here, but I was thinking of maybe keeping this one for myself. I'll be honest with you. And he goes, watch this here. And he like throws it across the room and it sticks in the wall. And then after a couple seconds, it like comes back to his hands.
It's returning. Nice. That's very cool.
And he says, I'd be hesitant to let this one go, but
I'm just be like, oh, then you'll enjoy this. And I throw my throwing knife into the wall.
He does the same thing.
And does
he
the same
goes,
thing.
oh, you got no need of this here.
Of course not.
And
I have everything I need right in
I'd be hesitant to
in
let this one
myself.
go, but if any of you would like it, I suppose I could maybe part with it.
Too heavy for me.
What's this guy's name again?
Mike.
I use my bag.
Mike, we're Mike's.
Yeah,
Mike.
my bad.
Mike's. What are you talking about?
Have you any interest in guiding us on this harsh terrain?
Nah.
Well, Mike.
And he says, the path
Yeah,
to
let's try to convince this guy.
that monastery is pretty easy to find. You know, there's only really one path that goes to it, you know. There's maybe one fork in the road, but they got
I
signs.
worry that the secrets of the monastery would be lost upon us. We need a master of ruins and of perception as yourself.
Well,
I
seeing
got
as
to be honest with you, Desiree. I do not think we should bring this man with us. I do not wish to share in the spoils with him.
says, you know,
I look at you, and I just say, we shall not share any spoils, don't you worry.
I say to you out loud because I don't understand anything. I say, well,
This man, he's only interested in trash. He can have our ruins spoils or whatever. Certainly.
Whatever I
certain
desire
we'll
these
find.
ruined spoils.
Well, to be perfectly put, my good friend, aside from you, we are a bunch of city slickers. Even our orc friend here, orcs live in
I am a
communities.
city slicker.
Of
We
course.
have nothing to do with
Bunch of
ruins.
soft hands, you might say.
Yes,
Not me,
I-
but
I
some
have
might
a-
say.
Would you like to feel my hands?
No.
They're
would be soft,
extraordinarily
actually.
soft.
That would gross me out.
Shog's
most
hands
likely.
are so.
Do what y'all want.
It literally feels like touching like a rock or something when you
Shogs.
touch them. They're just so roughed up.
Do what y'all want. I ain't talking to him.
He says, I just gave
And I
you
will
away.
respect
What is your
that.
character wearing? What is he?
I have a breastplate on.
Can they be more like overalls?
Yeah,
Overalls.
overall over the breastplate.
Yeah.
Over the
Over it, yeah.
Over the breastplate.
That's
I
pretty
imagine
good.
like breastplate overalls, but now I like overalls over the breastplate. That's just nice. So how does he feel?
So,
You know?
I think, you know...
Can I roll a diplomacy after what I've
Sure,
said?
you can try it, yeah.
I'll aid.
He's going to roll to try
Our
to...
diplomatic party members.
Let me see. I think I have something for it. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm like trying to see if I have one. I don't think I do for this. Just straight diplomacy. Fuck.
So, with your diplomacy, you would notice that while you're trying to convince him or whatever,
Yeah.
you get the sense that he's actually, like, kind of scared of that place, and that he doesn't want to go there.
Pretty interesting.
Okay, well, that's valuable information.
And he says, you know, I think I'm gonna sit this one out. My daddy told me not to mess around there, and it was occupied. I would feel wrong stealing from the church, but I will tell you, I'll give you one piece of advice. When you're wandering out there, you watch out for some frost trolls, you hear?
Frost trolls.
They roam around these parts. Most people know how to stay around them, but sometimes they creep up right on the path if they get hungry enough. And let me tell you something, them buggies are smart. They're smarter than you think. He says, you make it all right. You just watch out. You just keep an ear on them paths.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate that.
And did you want to look at any of these potions? These are potions.
Oh, I would love to.
And so he's got a couple potions that he can offer you. Just a couple healing potions. There's a few lesser ones and a couple moderate ones. And then he's got 2 potions that he says, you know, I don't really rightly know what these ones do. I'll be honest with you. I haven't. I just found them. I could tell they was with other potions, but yeah. Go ahead. There's 2 that he doesn't know what they are. Yeah. So the first one is a shrinking potion.
Whoa, that's
It
cool.
has the effects of the shrink spell to make you a size. You become tiny in size. No matter what size you are,
Okay.
you
No matter
become
what
tiny
size.
every time. And this one is an invisibility potion. So it contains invisibility.
Probably does look good. Yeah, shrinking potions.
He says,
I'm gonna lie to him. I'm gonna say, as I hold up the one that I just said I wanted, the shrink one.
yeah.
So, this looks to me like a potion of lesser healing. Would you mind I take this for the
shrink one?
The price of a.
How much is a lesser healing potion? Because this one might honestly be cheaper.
Oh, is it cheaper?
Let me see.
I don't remember. I know moderate's like 50 gold pieces
Moderate is-
per bottle.
Let me see. Minor healing
Can
potion.
I do like what's a cheap potion then? I want to tell him it's a cheap potion.
This one, he'll tell you. I'll just tell you. This one is like 10. So you can try. He'll say, I was hoping to get about 10 gold for this one, but I'm not sure if you really
I
think
just
it's...
want to lie to him. and
Yeah,
tell
go
him.
ahead.
Yeah. Deception, baby. 24.
24. You succeeded.
Oh,
You
nice.
decepted him. He's like, alright, I'll let it go for 4 gold.
Very well. A deal well struck.
Alright.
I will also, Shog will also come up and buy just a couple potions. I'll probably do 2 of the lesser and 1 of the moderate. You said you had moderate, right?
Yeah, he's got a few moderate.
Okay, I'll do 1 moderate and then 2 lesser.
Alright. Alrighty. Says, tell all your friends, come to Mike's.
I have not many friends, but I will tell them.
Well, tell these guys again later.
I'll tell them. Hey, let's go to Mike's again.
Alright.
I do not wish to go back into that establishment.
And right there, I'm gonna stop the recording for a minute. Hey, thanks so much for listening to the introductory episode of the Sorcerer Society podcast. If you enjoyed, please go ahead and give us a follow on here, on Instagram at Sorcerer Society
podcast, I believe. If there's nothing else up yet, stay tuned for more. Thank you so much.